This is KGW News at noon.
And first here at noon, a traffic alert. Part of I-5 is blocked right now because of a crash. This is all happening about a half a mile north of the Woodland exit. Both directions were shut down here, but southbound lanes reopened just a couple minutes ago. Two northbound lanes, though, are still blocked. Pictures from firefighters on the scene show at least one car was rolled onto its top. Two people have been taken to the hospital, and we will keep you updated with any information at kgw.com. Well, thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Ashley Korslin. Here are some of your other local headlines on this Monday, June 20th. At least 6 people fell into the Willamette River this morning when a walkway down to the dock collapsed. Firefighters say nobody was hurt. Some of them were able to get out of the water on their own. Firefighters had to pull others out. The collapse happened at a marina in the Multnomah Channel across from Sauvie Island. We don't know yet what caused the walkway to fail. The family of an Idaho man killed in a hit-and-run in Vancouver is asking for the public's help. Jerry Boland, a father of 7, was hit while changing a tire on I-5 northbound in the Salmon Creek area. It happened early in the morning on June 2nd. The family hopes someone can help identify the driver. If you witnessed the crash or have any dash cam video that could show the runaway driver involved, police would like to hear from you. Oregon and Washington will start distributing COVID shots for kids this week. The FDA and CDC both approved kid-sized doses for children 6 months to 5 years old. The Western States Scientific Safety Review Work Group found that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are safe and effective for this age group. Well, after a pretty rainy weekend, we all want to know, Rod, if we are drying out in the week ahead. Let's check in now and give us your forecast.
Okay, now be honest. Have you heard the rumors, Ashley?
What?
That it could be dry all week?
I have heard maybe 80s this weekend.
It could be 90s this weekend.
All right.
So many rumors, so little time. Here, I want to show you the clear sky. That's gorgeous, right? Yeah, I haven't even seen that much of a blue sky over Timberline Summit in quite a while. They'll probably be in the upper 50s up on the mountain for high today. And then I want to show you the coast. Little wind blowing down in Newport, Uquinta Bay. They were cloudy this morning. So my point is, if Timberline's clear and we have clouds, that tells you it's a marine layer. If the coast was cloudy and they're clearing out, that tells you maybe we're going to clear out and get some sun here in the valley. And there we have from the Wells Fargo camera breaks and the cloud cover starting to take place. So it looks like we will increasingly become partly cloudy this afternoon. Right now we're at 62 degrees. I think we're on track to get up to about 72, adding 10 for the high temperature. So it's going to be a nice day. The summer solstice is tonight at 2:13 a.m. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, it will be summer. And I have 80 and sunshine for that first day of summer coming up on my 7-day forecast.
That is a perfect forecast, Rod. Thank you. Lawmakers in Washington are trying to crack down on catalytic converter thefts, while new data shows just how big the problem has become. Catalytic converters are part of a vehicle that convert toxic pollutants and gas. The precious metals inside are worth big bucks, so if your catalytic converter is stolen, it could cost you thousands of dollars to replace. Most states in the U.S. are seeing a steep increase in these thefts, but Washington takes the #1 spot. New numbers from the public data company Been Verified shows the scale.
Since 2019, that 3-year time frame, if you look at that, 10,000% different last year versus 2019. And then just in the thefts so far this year are more than 2019 and 2020 totaled together.
Wow. Well, during the last legislative session, Washington passed a bill requiring scrap metal buyers to have more documentation when buying catalytic converters. That goes into effect July 1st. Oregon has a similar law, which started back in January, but a KGW investigation found it has had little to no effect on the number of thefts. People across the U.S. came together over the weekend to celebrate Juneteenth. In Portland, there was a parade on Saturday and several festivals over the weekend. Portland's Juneteenth celebration started 50 years ago, but the holiday just got federal recognition last year.
This is a part of American history that's been kind of hidden, and now it's out and everyone's learning about it. So we're just very beside ourselves that finally Juneteenth is receiving the recognition that it should have received.
Many in the Black community have celebrated Juneteenth for more than 100 years, commemorating the end of slavery in the United States, and specifically when people learned of their freedom. But how did this holiday come to be? Pat Doris shows us how we got here.
After 4 bloody years, the Union defeated the Confederacy to win the Civil War and abolish slavery in April 1865. There were nearly 4 million slaves in the U.S. at that time. Union armies began marching through the southern states, freeing thousands of slaves each day. The news took months to reach Texas, the westernmost state in the Confederacy. On June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger and 2,000 Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, and told slaves of their freedom. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. Granger's words spread through Texas. All at once, slaves found out the war was over and they were free. Their joyous, spontaneous celebration gave birth to Juneteenth. Juneteenth, a combination of the words June and 19th, commemorates when the last enslaved people in the South were finally set free. Many slaves were met with violence or death when they tried to leave, yet the promise of freedom extinguished fear and fueled generations of indestructible people. Former slaves gathered on Juneteenth the next year and the year after that, and over the decades, black communities observed the holiday with festive family gatherings, colorful parades, and bountiful barbecues. Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980. Since then, all 50 states and D.C. also recognized the holiday. In 2021, President Joe Biden signed a new law commemorating June 19th as Juneteenth National Independence Day. Juneteenth is a celebration of independence, the day all Americans were truly free.
And although Juneteenth was yesterday, the federal holiday is observed today. So here are some important changes to be aware of. The Portland streetcar will run on Saturday's schedule today, but TriMet buses and MAX trains will run on regular schedules. Oregon and Washington state offices and courts are all closed today. Postal mail will not be delivered as well as post offices are closed. And Portland parking meters are free.